Okay, hello and then welcome everybody. This is Kathryn Perry, and this is the Big Vision Commanding Wealth Circle that we hold every week. And if you have not had a chance to attend one of the circles live, if you're watching this by YouTube or on Facebook, be sure in the description, I have got a link that's real easy to join the circle. I mean, there's no pages. You're just going to sign up directly for the Zoom meeting. And this gives you a chance to, one, joining the group consciousness live, but also we can hear what your specific question is or concern. And as we help you, it helps the whole group. So this is an interactive meeting, and today is going to be about, we're just going to tune in. It's the last meeting of the month at the time this is recording. It's October 29th. Can you believe it? But it's what I love about numerology. Been a student for a long time. Today's 29. So 2 plus 9 equals 11. 1 and 1, if you break that out, makes a 2, and that's community, but it's relationships, and 11 is a master number. And one of the things we always say in the group is the master in me greets the master in you. So we have a really high vibe today for that greater part of us to arrive and hold space for each other. Okay. I'm going to give it just another minute. I know it's busy. Let's see. I think we've got, maybe this may be the meeting right now. Oh, here they come. Here come the folks. And let's see here. I'm gonna, let's see if I can point out, see this blouse? I want to just, if you're looking at the slide and you see this blouse, it looks like I'm wearing this blouse to take that picture, but I'm going to tell you all a secret. This is an AI generated photograph that I had done, that I did about, I think, just before I had my gastric surgery. And I chose this one. It's like, well, that looks mostly like me, but maybe I'm a little further down. But I'm starting to look more like that picture every day. And if you're interested, I will share the link when I send out the email on what AI generated service I used. Excuse me, that created all these pictures. Some look like me exactly now. Some I have a little longer hair. Some I look really slender. And I'm going, wow, there's all these different versions of myself. And then I got to thinking, like, isn't that the way we have these different aspects of ourselves that we're always expressing, not only now, but we have this version of ourselves that we want to be when we step into the future. And when I saw those pictures, it was like, oh, first it was like, oh, wait, I look younger. I remember you. I remember you. And then there was that other part. It's like, okay, yeah, now I could get the vision of what a smaller, healthier body looks like. And then they have me in all of these different poses, like I'm in a Japanese garden and different. I mean, it's just, and I'm wearing turtlenecks, and they've got different things, but that's really the way it is, because we are always projecting different versions of ourselves into situations. There's a version of ourselves when you are remembering your past. There's a version of yourself that you want to step into. There's a version of yourself when you're home and just being yourself. There's a version of yourself when you are with somebody that makes you feel completely comfortable, and you can drop all the mask and you can just let your, you know, sweet, goofy way or funny way, or even sometimes your grumpy way. My granddaughter has ADHD, so do I. But an interesting thing happens when both of my granddaughters come home. We're up out in the world, we're on our good behavior, we're dressed a certain way. And then I've noticed with the girls, the closer we get to home, the grumpier they start, fighting a bit. And there was one time we were perfectly happy, laughing in the car, pulled up in the driveway. And between the time we parked the car and got to the entry of the door, the girls got into a huge fight. And I was like, what is going on with that? And what I found out later was that they had held that mask up so long, they dropped the mask, and then they had to unwind all that tension and anxiety. You know, I was ready to like smudge the door and go, is there a demon at the door? You know, what do we do? But when we're together here, I'm already holding that space for that greater part of you. And you may have a remembrance, you may have a hope, you may have an idea, you may be uncomfortable and go, I can be better. But I want you to know that the way that you can connect in with whatever that greater part, that greater potential, is through noticing your response. Like when you're up and out in the world and you're, you know, you say, hey, I've got this, I'm confident, and you feel something greater arise in you. Have you ever had that happen? I know that I've had that happen when I was teaching a lot of seminars and workshops. Part of it's my voice, and I apologize. I'm very raspy right now. So, Emily, I'll try to raise the volume on this, but I am having issues today. So
I'm sorry, Kathryn, it's not just that, there's like static also.
there's some kind of static going on. Okay. All right, let me turn off background noise and see if that helps. I may have to leave and come back. So let's see. I'm going, oh, you know what I can do is I can call in and see if that will work better and see if that'll be a better voice. Guess what? The audio is bad, but I'm actually matching in the video today. Isn't that the way? Okay.
Audio is good. Kathryn, I can hear clearly, although I'm driving.
Okay. All right. So anyway, you will feel something rise up when you're in that right moment, right? I want you to think about that time, because today what's coming in our circle, and I didn't know I was going to talk to you about this, I just wanted to be open and receptive, was I want you to think about that time when your genius, when you could really feel your genius or your greatness rising up to meet the moment. Maybe there was a situation you were called upon, right? And you didn't know how you were going to deal with it, but next thing you know, you're leading the way, right? Or there were like suddenly words put in your mouth. Think about it that time. Connect into that time. And there may not be one particular time. It could be, you could think of a lot of little times, but they seem disconnected. And just allow that part of you that was wise, that was brilliant, that was loving, that was strong, that was creative, just allow yourself to be in the awareness. And if you were embodying that aspect of yourself, that true aspect of yourself, this is the center of you. This is not a one-off. This is a really beautiful part of you. Now just allow that to expand, and just let you, just like when you met that moment, now allow yourself to meet these other parts of you that may feel like it's struggling, and may be tired, maybe having lack, maybe fearful. Just be in the awareness. And I want you to just, anything that's, yeah, and the only words I'm hearing come in, so it simply says, as you're meeting those parts, just say, I am here. I am here now. And we always say between knowing and not knowing, let there only be love. There's a part of you that's judged yourself, that's judged others. Maybe it's made excuses. Maybe it's hid away. But just allow that part, just witness that part of you, that master in you, meeting that smaller, fearful, you could even call it your shadow self, and let the light of the greatness that is you simply be present to that other part of you that your mind tells you is your real self, that tells you why you can't have, be, or do what you really, truly want. That's meeting that part of you that listened to your brain and the conditioning in your brain that said you're not worthy, you're not good enough, and then told you all the things you had to do. And then it was like the horizon, forever moving. You could never get to that point where you were truly worthy, that you had truly done enough. And let that greatness that is you, that master part of you, that higher self, that greater intelligence that resides in you, that never goes away, just be present. Be present to all of the lack. Be present to the struggle. Be present to the shame. And now there's another message, and I'm not going to give you the message, but there's something now your greater self is speaking to this other part of you. And you may or may not know it, but just know and trust that all these parts are receiving the message, are being comforted, are getting the download, the invitation, the unconditional love, the encouragement. And now everything that you believed was not this greatness that you already are, that is spiritual, that is powerful, that is the planet, that is the heaven, that is the galaxy. Allow it to simply be integrated. Dropping all the masks, meeting every part of you in love and acceptance. Remember to take some deep breaths. Now you may be getting some imagery, you may getting some feelings, you may even feel like you checked out completely and suddenly you're aware of my voice. But right now, we're just going to ground physically into this. So just become aware of your physical body. Allow your body to shift and adjust. As you ground and you're releasing everything, all the tension, all the stress, all the emotional toxicity. I'm also getting this image of like there were all these little contracts and agreements and rules. I'm seeing all these like books and papers and I don't know, it just looks like chains and everything's just dropping down, 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 and it's just being all dissolved into the earth. Allow that energy to transmute and allow the creative life force energy to be able to come back up into your body through your feet, into your knees, into your hips. Aligning to your heart. And as this energy is coming in, charging up every chakra, plugging you in to that creative life force energy. I want to invite you to become aware of the crown chakra. And your connection to source. That spiritual life force energy aligning to you and your purpose and your mission. Bringing your attention back to your heart. And then there is something you came to the meeting for today. You had an intention. As you tune into, if you can remember 1,000 years ago, a time called today, that there was something you wanted to attract, create, or manifest. But you know, everything already exists. There's nothing new being created. Your needs are already beautifully and perfectly fulfilled. And all we're doing as a human is allowing ourselves to learn and grow so that we can become the one we know we were destined to become. There's skills, there's healing. It's like it's called an iteration. And we're like, well, does this work? No, does that work? No, we're here to have experiences. But right now, you go, I'm ready to have a new experience of myself with this need fulfilled, with this desire fulfilled, with this experience completed. And so now, just as you connect into that greater self, ask yourself, what do I need to do in order to receive that which I'm commanding for? And if that's the wrong question, you may ask, what do I need to become? Who do I need to become? You could even ask, please tell me what I need to ask. I need your guidance. This is a moment of faith. And so just receive in faith. You may get a sense, you may get a map, you may get a clear picture, but just know and trust that you have received the answer. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Well, thank you, Spirit. I didn't know we were just going to go ahead and create it as a group. We were just going to let you come do the work. Thank you for that. Anybody like to share any questions or comments? Just you can raise your hand, or maybe easier just to unmute yourself. Let's see. Okay, Sandy, let's see. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Somewhere in here, I got the thought, like all of us are always concerned about finances. It's like, I got money is hard to get. But then I realized I'm going, well, good relationships are hard to get. Good friends are hard to get. Everything that I think of as being desirable or good, the words that follow right after are hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, even after all these years of working on this stuff. So it was just kind of a light bulb just went off in my head as we were working on that.
A simple way, and if y'all followed me for a while, you've heard me talk about if you're going to have a butt, have a great big butt, right? You go, yeah, I'd love to have great friendships, but good friends are hard to find. I'd love to make more money, but it's hard to make good money, right? We hear that but, and the subconscious mind says the second half of that, everything after the word but becomes your program. That becomes, oh, that's what we're directing. The simplest way is to flip it. And when I say if you're going to have a butt, have a great big butt. I got that line from a fitness trainer. I think Kim Richards, or didn't I'm trying to remember who it was. She was really famous, and I was doing some exercise program, and she was working with people on the bottom, and she said, listen, ladies, if you're going to have a big butt, make it a great big butt. So make it toned and firm and lifted, right? And this was pre J-Lo. But that phrase that always stuck with me. And so if we wanted to have a great big butt, you go, you know what? Finding great people great friends can be a challenge, right? It can be really hard, but I know I deserve to have great friends. I know it's hard to find good people, but I know I have great friends. Maybe I just haven't met them yet. So it's flipping it around. It's hard to make money. I know it can be hard to make money. I know everyone says it's hard, but I'm ready to make great money. So do you feel the difference? And that second part is your affirmation. So that's one of the ways where you just are flipping it, and your mind grabs a hold of that second one. And then you go, okay, I want to make great money. Sure. Right? You don't know how to believe it. So you go, the command, I don't know how, I'm making great money. I only know I do now, because some people love the experience of making money. I'm just going to point to, Linda, and I know Alvaro, and there's some other people here that we love the experience of saying, I have an idea. I want to see how I can show up in the best way possible to create money and give service. And we call that a business, right? And we love the business game. Some people love the grant game, right? They love finding about government grants, and some people love the simplicity game. But money can come to you any and every way possible, okay? So let's see. Paul Seel's Book of Truth is affirming I am here. Thank you for the synchronization. Thank you, Beverly, for affirming that. Okay, so we can flip it. And one other thing, and then I still want to get some sharing, is up until now, you've been playing a game called It's Really Hard. Let's see how hard it can make it and how can I persevere. I'm going to play the game to show how can I grow through not diversity. I'm losing the words, but through difficulty, right? How can I grow? But through meeting this challenge. So if you're ready to play a new game of grace and ease and joy, give yourself permission to do that. Okay? So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Who else? Let me get a little sip. I don't know why I'm froggy all of a sudden. Larry? Hi.
Yeah. Hi, yeah, I just think that this is a perfect session. It's to remember. This is really about remembering our magnificence and remembering the perfection that we are. And it's about all of a sudden snapping out of it and calling that in and recognizing, well, where am I limiting myself? And there were the words that came up is being a master game player,
Mm-hmm.
is playing the game. We all know how to play the game, right?
Yep.
And it's about remembering that we're in this game to play.
That's it.
And it's about calling in that a game player is like a game player is that I remember that aspect,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is beautiful. It's very it's a remembrance and a very powerful session.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Always happy to see you. Let's see. Let me go ahead and you have to forgive me. I'm so slow to turn off these pins. There we go. All right. Anybody else? Alvaro, did you raise your hand? No? Okay. And I think there's a way to raise it in there. Oh, we have some guests today. Let me say who else here today. Always so happy to see you. Shamim, it's always lovely to see you. We have Hanjak, Aurora, Linda, Leslie, Larry, Emily, Diana, Chris, and Alvaro, Beverly, and of course me. All right, I just want to tune in. So let's do a little check-in. We still have some time. If there's something that you would like for us to hold space for you, that you'd like to command for, does anybody have any requests? Let's see. Thank you, Alvaro. As I'm checking these, some people are typing in. All right.
I have a request, Kathryn.
Okay. Hi, Shamim.
I applied for a job today, which I really wanted part-time.
Okay. Yeah, Shamim is holding space for a new job. She also, you know what? I am hearing complete recovery. And so that part-time job is the part, but I mean, I'm hearing recovery and restoration for us to command for complete recovery and restoration.
Okay.
Because I know there's been some loss and struggles, and that can, anybody who wants to claim that with us as we're doing this, you can do command for recovery of your health, of your wealth, of relationships, of your business, and that's coming in. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and command for that. Let's see with my pen. I feel like I've told this story a million times, but in case you don't remember it, please let me tell you about this one more time. At the very first Commanding Wealth Circle, which I talked a little bit about that, and I talk a lot about it because that's where the idea of the circle came from. But we were on a break, and the class was before it was called Commanding Wealth, it was called The Emotion of Money. And there was a woman who said, can I talk to you? And we spoke, and this was probably about a 15-20 minute conversation. And she told me that when she divorced her husband, she had married an Arab national, and she went to Saudi Arabia with him, and she had her children, and turned out it was not a good situation for her at all. And after 15 years, she finally managed to leave, and all she was able to leave with, she wasn't allowed to leave with her children or any of her possessions. He took all of her jewelry, all the gifts of all the years. I think she was given something like $50,000 so that she could go and restart her life in her late 40s. And she decided she, loved healing work. She wanted to be a massage therapist. And so she went to massage school and was starting to get clients. And she was lonely, and she met a guy who seemed on paper to be perfect, and turned out he was a Don Juan con man. And in a very short time, he had taken all of her money and abandoned her. And she was in such desperate straits. She one day made a decision that instead of turning away those clients who wanted that very special personal massage, she went ahead and did the very personal special massage for this person. And she was able to make enough money doing that day that kind of saved the day for her. Well, she felt ashamed. She didn't want to do it, but she was still in tough time, and she made a really difficult decision, and she started doing these very special private massages, right? And then she started advertising in the local, like, trash rag, that has all those pictures of the escorts and everybody in the back. But then she would also have like angel love healing, and then she would have these special massages that she was doing. And she said, I'm doing it, I'm trapped. She said, every time I almost start making money, something happens, it disappears. I'm trapped in this business. I'm so completely ashamed. I feel like God gave me a gift to heal, and I've become this other thing completely. And she's crying, I'm crying. and I just felt love for her. And the command that came through for her was complete restoration and healing. And so I took her through the one command. And I think one, just allowing herself to be heard and to tell the truth about her situation. We talked about that a couple of meetings back. It's like, hey, let's face the truth about the situation. Let's tell the truth about how we're feeling. And what her unconscious mind did, kind of like gamblers, it said, hey, the last time I got money, I did it this way. Let's go do that way. So she couldn't get off that mental track. And if you've ever seen a pendulum, what it does, it swings back and forth. We're doing this, I don't want to do it. We're doing this, I don't want to do it. Right. And so that was her struggle. So we did that. She just had a beautiful breakthrough. She would get up and share, and she was doing healing in the group. She had people crying all the time. She looked like an angel. I mean, she had this beautiful porcelain face, so delicate. And I think she had called me one time because she had learned this new type of massage and wanted to try it on me. And, we would visit from time to time. But one time she called, she said, Kathryn, would you want to come to lunch? I'd love to just bless you today. I wanted to spend some time with you. And I went, and she said, Kathryn, I have to tell you, it's been a year since that workshop, and I've never been able to get above a certain amount of money, 50,000, and something would happen, it would knock it out. She said, right now, all of my debt is completely clear. I have $100,000 in my bank account. I've completely given up that other business, and I changed my phone number. I don't do it. She said, I'm getting ready to move, and I'm on track to make another $50,000 next month. That's how fast it can change. And she had been struggling for years. And I really believe it was this restoration command. And so we're doing this. If you have something that you go, I feel like I lost a part of me, I feel like there was some promise or potential, because, hey, a lot of us are getting older. If you feel like it's too late, if you're ready to restore your health, restore your promise, restore your gifts, restore your wealth, this is your command today. Who's ready? All right. And I don't know how my voice is restored today. All right, so let's just close our eyes. You're already grounded. Bring your attention to your heart. You're already living, moving, breathing from that master that you are. We've already met that lesser part. We have met that fear, that doubt, that shame, and we met it in pure, unconditional love. Eyes closed, roll your eyes up. Picture, visualize, or imagine you're traveling up a pole of light. The higher you go, the faster you go. And soon you find yourself in that velvety black void in space. Break through the darkness into the light of pure, open potential. I don't know how. I am fully recovered and restored. I only know I am now, and I am fulfilled. Let that go. Let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good in its fulfillment. Are you commanding for money? I don't know how. My income, my wealth, my abundance mindset is fully restored. I only know it is now, and I am fulfilled. I don't know how. My business success, my business potential is restored. And I see the doors of opportunity flying open to me. I don't know how. My higher self, my greater self is leading me to the greatest opportunity of my life. I only know my mind, my spirit, my body, my intelligence, my skills, my gifts that I must embody are now present, fully restored, activated now. And I step through that door of opportunity and I am fulfilled. I don't know how. I'm living, moving, and breathing as I play this game of joy, of abundance, of delight and discovery. I only know my broken heart is healed and restored now, and I am fulfilled. Now let all that go. Let that expand out to an idea even greater. And as you're feeling yourself coming back down in your body, just allow your higher consciousness to begin to download directly into you this greater state of being, of joy, delight, curiosity, openness. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Witness in your mind's eye You may have a main bank account, you may have a 401, you may have a business account. You can picture as many of those as you like. Look at those zeros start stacking up at the end. Yes, yes, yes. Look at your appointment calendar with your ideal clients or customers or referral partners filling up. Yes, yes, yes. Look at all those annuity checks. Look at those insurance payments. Look at that money out of the blue. Do you see that blue? Look what's coming out of it. Witness it all being restored to you. And as that's coming in, allowing whatever needs to unwind, and whatever needs to rewind, rewind. Bring your attention back to your heart. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And are our eyes open? Did we make it back? Ooh. I have to make sure I make it back. There we go. Any questions or comments? Sharon, are you with us? What are you noticing? I think she may be hard to come back. How was that? Well, our greater self arrived today, didn't it? I just want to do me a favor, type in the comments. And I'm going to ask you, what feels possible for you now? What feels possible for you now? I'm going to read some of those. That was powerfully moving. This is amazing, fantastic, ease of mind, lovely. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh, well, I think every single thing, a shift is happening. Sandy's saying I can shift from it's hard. Absolutely. So what did you discover today? Connecting first to that greater part. We're always trying to, remember I was talking about the mask and there's all these versions of ourselves and we show up out in the world and we do this. Hey, what's guiding all of that, what's always there every moment is that greater part of you. And if you didn't know nothing more than if you just said for 5 minutes in the morning and say, I just want to connect with that greater part. And then I want to, from this, I want to meet the day. Now, I will tell you something. Challenges are going to rise up because you're unwinding the old programming. And your subconscious mind says, oh, is my greater part here? How are we going to meet this? How are we going to meet this? So for some people, if you are coming out of a system of chaos and you want to come into beauty and order, what will unwind in your outer world is a bunch of chaos. That's actually a sign it's working because you're observing it. And all you have to do is go, well, that's interesting. How do I want to meet this? If I'm meeting this from my greater self, how am I going to meet it? I'm going to meet it with calm. I'm going to observe it. I'm going to let it unwind and roll past. I'm not going to play the I'm not crazy, you're crazy game. you're going to meet it and then observe what can happen. And then you're just going to say, this is really interesting. And then you might start wondering, I wonder what good's going to come from this. But what'll happen is a lot of times it just dissipates as quickly as it flares up. Okay. All right. This call is foundational and bringing about the reality of what's possible. Thank you so much. I don't think I could say it better. And I have to say that's come directly from my higher self to your higher self today. I do want to say one thing. I'm going to put a link in the chat bar. And I will put the link in the email. I meant to do this last week. I'm doing a special 90-minute deep dive session. And we meet on Zoom, and we're going to address whatever it is that you want to attract, create, or manifest. We're going to address whatever you feel like maybe stopping you. But my job is to help you bridge from your intention of what you want to create to the manifestation and the fulfillment of your goal, right? And so my job is to meet you there and help be the guide and support and encouragement for you. And if you feel like you've had some blinders on and you don't know what's stopping you, or you do feel like you're ready for this next greater step, you see that door of opportunity, it opened, and you go, I want to be able to connect to that vision. I want to be able to, from my greater self, get those right action steps and be able to meet whatever I think could stop me and stay in this creative mode. So I've got the link there. I'm going to be running this all the way up till Thanksgiving. And I really encourage you, if you really want to, in this quarter in the bang, you don't have to wait till January for your life to change and for you to prosper. I would say the sooner the better. Okay. So there's the link. Go for it. If you aren't a part of the live call, it's in the description below or up here, over there, wherever your box is. So my love, until next time, this is Kathryn Perry, the Big Vision Coach. I witness your mastery. I'm totally in love with you right now. So until next time, bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, Kathryn.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathryn. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Such a
Bye-bye.
pleasure.